Remember that first day in office, old Joe stumbled in and with a stroke of a pen fired 11,000 working people, many of those folks union workers too, and he fired them from the Keystone XL pipeline. Back then, by the way, the price of gasoline was $2.29 here where I live. Now it's on its way back up to $4. Many experts predict that $4 gas will be the norm again soon, and it could soar much higher. Inflation back then was what, 2%? Today it's still over 3.3%, but it soared beyond 9% a few months ago, and the cumulative effect has been damaging to the American family and certainly to the middle class and people all over this country, because the cumulative impact is almost 20% across the board and more on some items like, say, eggs or used cars, really expensive. Here's a news flash. Government spending and socialism did not create the middle class in America. No. Capitalism and free enterprise did. But somehow, too many of these clowns in D.C. actually think they're smarter than Adam Smith, the man who penned Wealth of Nations. They think they're smarter than the Founding Fathers, and they certainly think they're smarter than you. The outrageous and reckless spending over the past 32 months has fueled inflation to a point that I'm not sure we can ever fully recover. The Fed has responded by raising interest rates over and over again, as you know, and now 30-year mortgages are north of 7%. By the way, those rates were 2.25%. 2.25% when Joe stumbled into the White House for the first time in 21. This administration and this weakling of a president has been a failure by any measure, and today we're calling him out for as much as we can, but look, there's only so much time in the day. Of course, on his first day, old Joe and the progressives gave the finger to all Americans and threw our southern border wide open as well. Millions of illegals have flooded in ever since, more than 7 million so far in just 32 months, according to many estimates, and it is expected to surpass 10 million illegals in the country by the time this horrible term finally comes to an end. But when asked, the progressives who keep falsely claiming the border is secure, which of course it's not, they either keep lying or just refuse to answer the question altogether, despite the fact that several major cities, including the Big Apple, have declared a state of emergency because of this invasion. And that's why the White House just can't explain why they don't call thousands and thousands of illegal aliens crossing the border an invasion every single day. Here's what they do say.
So what do you call it here at the White House when 10,000 people illegally cross the border in a single day?
So what do you call it, Peter, when GOP puts forth a wait, no, you can't.
Green?
I'm answering. Okay, we're going to move
You're
on.
answering
No,
the question with a question? Okay.
no, we're moving on.
Green,
moving.
please.
In the back.
You said you were stopping the flow at the border.
No. I tried to answer, Peter,
okay.
I tried to answer the question. You stopped me. Let's go.
That's the way they behave. No. You said something that made me easily avoid anything important. And instead of trying to do something about it, we learn instead that the Biden administration is doing the opposite, prepping government-issued photo IDs for the people who rammed into this country illegally. That's right, photo IDs that will allow them to access government services and will, well, you guessed it, will make it very easy for them to cheat and vote legally. That the Democrats will, of course, ignore, but the images of the cards now leaked to the press, they are coming. These ID cards look like a driver's license for illegal aliens, and they're coming. And you know why they're coming? Because these people, Democrats, have no intention of shutting down the border ever. This is part of the big plan to overwhelm the world's sole superpower, bring this great nation to her knees, and turn the once great nation we live in into a third world cesspool, just like Donald Trump predicted. But then again, so did I. But the former president, he's on the mark, spot on this one once again. The state of Texas tried to stem the flow by rolling out razor wire to deter people invading the nation. The Biden administration responded and sent out agents to cut that wire down. Look at this.
Footage yesterday of Border Patrol cutting some of the razor wire that Texas had installed. Governor Abbott has vowed to reinstall it. They have his border czar has pictures of people taking fresh razor wire out to the border to reinstall it. Is there now a federal policy of removing the barriers that Texas is installing?
So here's what I'll say. I would have to look into that. I did see those reports yesterday, but As it relates to Governor Abbott, we know what he has done these past couple of years while this president has been in office. He's turned this, when it comes to the border, he's turned this into a political stunt. And that's what he's done over and over again. That's what I can speak to. I did see those reports. I would have to go back and get a sense from the team and give you an answer on that.
Trying to defend his state is a political stunt. And no matter how obvious it is to everyone that this is America committing suicide, they just keep right on going, oblivious, or they don't care. Yesterday, an all-time one-day high was reached with more than 11,000 illegal aliens streaming into the country in just one day, more than 45,000 in just 4 days. Look, we cannot sustain this. This is, by definition, an emergency. It will sink this country if it is not stopped, and stopped now. But Democrats say they're doing everything they can. There isn't anything more that can be done. At least that's what they claim. Here it is.
I think the Biden administration is doing all that it can in that they inherited a broken system that needs to be fixed moving forward in a bipartisan way through comprehensive immigration reform and leaning in to strengthening the border in a manner consistent with our values, both as a nation of immigrants and as a nation anchored in the rule of law.
That is the biggest ongoing lie of all. Oh, we inherited this problem. So how did you respond to the problem? Oh, we just threw the border wide open and blamed Republicans. Because that's what happened. We inherited a problem, so we decided not to enforce the law at all. Oh, I see. And while we're being overrun, we're being told that we have to ship billions of dollars to Ukraine. In fact, their shyster president back in Washington this week looking for another $24 billion to be dumped into his country to secure its border while the America Last campaign continues here at home. Who the hell does this make sense to anyway? How can anyone defend this abdication of national security and at the same time send billions to one of the most corrupt nations on earth?